Hi, everybody. How are you doing today? Well, you can tell there's high humidity. My hair's a little frizzy, looking like Bozo. Some of you are too young to know about Bozo the Clown. A friend of mine re-gifted a book to me that one of our acts of faith was reading, but I was not leading it and I wasn't present, so I didn't read it, but I'm excited to read it. It's called A Bigger Table by John Pavlovitz. Not sure how he says it. But it's subtitled Building Messy, Authentic, and Hopeful Spiritual Community. And I just wanted to share a little something and then comment on it. It begins with his little autobiographical paragraph. Before I knew better, I assumed that everyone had a seat at the same table I did. For nearly the first 2 decades of my life in perpetually snow-blanketed central New York, I'd been a fairly well-behaved, white, middle-class, suburban, Italian, Roman Catholic boy. I had supportive parents, a loving family, and by most measurements, the young man's dream childhood, filled with pool parties, pizza binges, playground football, spontaneous backyard campouts, and epic air guitar battles. When I think about those days now, I recall laughing a lot, paying way too much attention to comic books, neighborhood girls, and rock stars, and generally feeling safe and secure in my cozy little half-frozen corner of the world. Being both Italian and Catholic meant that I was raised on gluten and guilt. I love that. I had lots of pasta and lots of repentance, and decades later I still have a healthy appetite for both. Then he says, and this is the part I wanted to focus on. Oh, wait, no, that wasn't it. Where'd it go? Here it is. When you win a goldfish at the fair by tossing a ping pong ball into his tiny bowl, you know you can't just dump the poor thing from his cozy little temporary Ziploc home into a massive tank because the system shock will likely kill him. Too much change too soon is a certain death sentence. And so you need to gradually ease the little guy into the bigger world, or that world will quickly overwhelm him and invariably leave him permanently swimming sideways, and you'll be flushing your newly earned trophy down the toilet. 30 years ago, I was a wide-eyed suburban goldfish, dropped from 30,000 feet, straight into the churning heart of Philadelphia. Looking back, it's difficult to comprehend how my head didn't simply explode upon arrival at the corner of Broad and Pine. But I suppose this is what grace actually looks like, practically speaking. It allows you to find quite tolerable, even enjoyable, what might otherwise kick the living snot out of you. As my feet first hit the rugged, blistered pavement of the city of brotherly love, I stepped unexpectedly into a waiting technicolor ambush of God-sized diversity, and though I couldn't know it then, my table was about to be expanded and my calling about to be born. Had I realized it all at the time, I would have removed my shoes, because these loud, weathered streets were indeed most holy ground. The ordinary always is. A bigger table. The ordinary is always holy ground. What's the holy ground in your life right now? My life is about to change. Some of you know my daughter's moving back to campus. Couple hours away. Far enough. She has her own car now. It's her senior year. She's a little older than most because she took a couple of years, fortunately, I think, to figure out what she wanted to do after high school. Not really gap years. She went through 7 different majors at the community college, but they were exploratory years, and I'm really in favor of that. So now she's going back as a senior in her mid-20s. But it's going to be different in my life. And when things change, we look back on the ordinary, getting dinner together, deciding to go out to eat, or sitting and talking in the backyard, or having some of her friends stop by who I've known now for 8, 10 more years as they've grown up together, getting caught up on their lives too. But it's their lives. It's not mine. In a way, tangentially, it's mine. But all of a sudden, those ordinary things have become holy ground in my memories. And I know that that's true for you too. I think it's a human thing. At least if we're aware. So what I'm trying to do now is to recognize the holy things as they're happening. I've always tried to do that, but I have a renewed commitment to that right now, for the next few days anyway. The holy ground of everyday, ordinary life. Or as Paul says in Romans 12 in the Message version, place your life before God, your ordinary, everyday, walking around, getting up, going to work life. Place it before God as an offering. That's what makes it holy ground. So what are the ordinary things that you are doing today that you want to place before God as an offering? And in return, sanctify them. They become really sacred to you, and you recognize the holy ground that you're walking on. Can you think of a few? I hope so. We all have them. It's just a matter of awareness. I'll leave you to your thoughts today as we grow our table bigger. The bigger table. We're going to grow our table bigger by starting by recognizing what's holy ground. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor, a few moments to think of something greater than ourselves. Can't get much greater than holy ground, I guess. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. And until next time, God bless. Take care, and bye for now.